All right, today we are diving into a phrase that sounds so simple, but it is honestly the secret sauce for effective leadership, for execution, for just getting things done. It's inspect what you expect. This is the core idea that separates just wishful thinking from actual results.
And there it is. 4 simple words, but this is a piece of timeless wisdom, really, that draws a line in the sand between hope and results. So let's break down why these 4 words pack such a punch, not just in business, but in your own life too.
I mean, we have all been there, right? You give what you think are crystal clear instructions, you get a nod, and you think, great, that's handled. And then, when you finally see the finished product, it is not what you had in mind. At all. That gap, right there, that's what we're talking about today.
See, just expecting something to happen isn't enough. If the result truly, genuinely matters to you, then hope is not a strategy. This whole principle demands that you get involved. You've got to actively check, you have to verify, and you need to monitor the work. You can't just assume it's going to happen.
This really boils down to a fundamental choice. On one side, you've got wishful thinking. That's where you just state a standard and kind of cross your fingers. But on the other side, you've got reality testing. And that's where you're actively verifying that the standard is being met. One is passive, the other is active leadership.
So why is this whole inspection thing so necessary? Well, because without it, things just drift. They inevitably get off course. Let's look at exactly why this gap between what we expect and what we get happens.
I mean, things go sideways for a million little reasons. Sometimes instructions are genuinely misunderstood. Or, this one, tasks get started, but never quite finished. Crucial details just get forgotten along the way. And of course, different people can have wildly different ideas of what done or good even means. And let's be honest, sometimes people just report their progress a little more optimistically than what's actually happening.
Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this look like in the real world? Let's make this concrete with a few really clear, practical examples.
So, imagine you've just rolled out a critical new procedure at work. Maybe it's for safety, maybe it's for data entry. You've held the meetings, you've sent the emails, you expect everyone to follow it.
But that expectation, that's just step one. To make it real, you inspect the work, you conduct random audits. Now, this isn't about not trusting people, it's about making sure the standard you set is the standard that's actually being practiced.
Okay, or think about a home renovation. You hire a contractor, you agree on the plans, the materials, the whole shebang. You expect them to deliver high-quality work. You don't just disappear for 3 months and hope for the best, do you? No way. You inspect the progress. You walk through the site, you ask questions, you check the work as it's happening. That regular inspection is what keeps small issues from turning into huge, expensive problems.
And let's bring it home with a total classic. You tell your kid to clean their room. Your expectation is a nice, tidy, organized space.
And what's the very next thing you do? You go look at the room, you inspect it. Because you know from experience that clean can mean very, very different things to different people, and only that inspection actually confirms the job was done right.
So we see how this works, but let's dig a little deeper into why it works. And the answer is pretty fascinating. It's all about some simple human psychology.
It really all comes down to this simple truth. The very act of checking on something sends a powerful, unspoken message. And that message is, this matters. When people know their work is going to be seen, their whole approach changes.
And this inspection creates this incredible ripple effect. Suddenly, people's attention to detail, it just goes way up. The temptation to be sloppy or cut corners, it goes way down. Alignment with the goal improves because everyone can see it's a real priority. And just like that, the standard is no longer some abstract idea. It's a concrete reality.
This is a fundamental law of leadership. A weak leader's fallback is, I already told them, and then they blame everyone else when things go wrong. But a strong leader, they take ownership. Their mindset is, let me verify that the objective was understood and that it's being carried out. This isn't micromanagement, it's responsibility. And responsibility requires confirmation. Okay, now for what I think is the most powerful part of this whole idea. What happens when we take this lens of inspection and we turn it inward, on ourselves?
This is where it gets really personal. You expect to be more productive, but are you inspecting how you actually spend your time? You expect to get your finances in order, but are you really inspecting your spending habits? You expect to get healthier, but are you inspecting your workouts, your diet? Our intentions are great, but without inspection, they're just intentions.
We all have a story,
a narrative we tell ourselves about who we want to be. But inspection forces us to stop living in that story and start living in the hard evidence of our actual actions and our actual results.
And this just says it all, doesn't it? Your intentions are wonderful, but they aren't the truth of your life. The truth is found in what you actually do, day in and day out. It's found in the results that can stand up to a clear-eyed, honest inspection.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Think about your goals, at work, at home, for yourself. What's one important thing you've been simply expecting to happen, just hoping it will turn out right, but not actually actively inspecting? That might be the very best place to start.